Hello, fellow watchers and enjoyers and followers. We are watching Walford. This is our review of episode 1 of potentially a full week that we'll be reviewing. We still haven't decided, but we will be reviewing Theo's creepy methods of Stacy. He, uh, surprise, the cat's out of the bag, the unicorn's out of the horse, the
Yeah.
jack is out of the box. You get it. He's been revealed. Again, he hasn't showed his bits and bobs. He's just been revealed in the sense of he's a stalker.
Yes, he is
or an
known to
incel.
be Edmund, OnlyFans subscriber, a private client, all this time. And honestly, Piggy, it's just a bit fucking laughable, really. It's a bit. I'd love to say it's been really good and interesting, but like, he's not even playing like a really crazed, obsessed stalker that way. He's doing alright. Like, he's doing okay, but like, I don't know. When I think of soap stalkers, I think of like Sarah Cairns, who fucking stalked Martin Fowler. God, who else is like a famous stalker? You know, but like, I don't
Cindy
know,
Beale.
man. They just, I feel like they feel like Theo's been a lot cooler and a lot more like scarier than he actually is. I don't know about you, Piggy. How have you been finding
it? I love it. I fucking love it. It's so corny. It's like watching a horror movie from like the 70s or the 80s, where it's so like you think it's funny, like you think it's gonna be creepy, but it just turns out to be like Scooby-Doo, where it's just fucking more corny than like scary. Like, oh no, he's over there. No, he's not. He's behind you.
Like, it's just like he does come across as obsessed, but he's just not like a scary guy, if you know what I mean. Like, no. He's not like wrecking shit. He's not like, you know, he's shown glimpses of being like kind of like, you know, when he like slammed the fucking, like, don't fucking laugh at me, or don't laugh at me.
He did scare me though. He did scare me like once when he.
But I suppose obviously this is like leading to either tomorrow's episode or the next couple episodes where maybe he like kidnaps her or something, and then like, you know, Martin like busts in the door, and because like, I mean, I even think of a slightly better stalker. I think of Whitney's stalker, who was Tony King's son, who like followed her and was absolutely obsessed. And then obviously Whitney like killed him with a knife in self-defense, and Mick came and covered it up. Like, this was around the like boat crash when they were on like the Thames or whatever. You know, even that's a better stalker than this one. It was fun, it was exciting, but I'm not like, basically, in comparison to all of like the Beale and Knight stuff, it's kind of like an afterthought in my sadly, I just don't care about this nearly as much as a lot of the other stuff on the show right now.
Can I just shout him out? William Ellis, I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Yes.
The problem is, he's such a nice guy in real life. It's hard to take him serious on EastEnders, because I just want to, just to shout out, this happened a day ago. He has finished his round Jersey 65 km swim in 9 hours and 52 minutes.
Damn.
And I'm like, I understand you're supposed to hate him, but he seems like a nice guy in real life. He doesn't.
I mean, yeah, he's probably not stalked in real life, so.
Yeah.
Would be mad unreasonable.
To hire the stalker to pretend to be a stalker.
Yeah, so essentially, this episode kind of. Do you have more of a grasp on what actually happened this episode? Because I'm kind of, my head's in a frenzy.
So we open up, We have the kids. So who are the kids again? There's Arthur and who's the other one?
Do, 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 do. I don't know. I don't remember.
Well, we've Arthur and the little chip, whoever the other one is. They're basically hyper as hell. You get them 3 packs of Harry Balls. They're like they're on ketamine.
Yeah, we had Hope.
Hope. So we've Arthur and Hope running around the place. Jean and Harvey come in, and Stacey's like, "Look, sorry." Jean is basically like, "We'll bring them around the fields, Phil and Kat, because just exile them off to another place." And Stacey's like, "Bring them back before bedtime, because they have school in 2 days." And I'm like, "Oh, I forgot school's starting soon in England." So we hear a knock at the door. It's not Santa Claus, sadly. Would love if it was. Would have been funny. It's Theo. What does Theo have for you? Well, he asked Stacey into the kitchen. He has some exciting news. What's the news, Ash?
He's got a full-time position at Walford High.
And after that, we see that Martin and Eve got in contact with one of Theo's old fucking.
She was a
workplace
receptionist
mate?
at the last school that she worked.
Yeah, at the
that
reception.
worked at in Essex. Yeah.
So they've basically got information from a receptionist. We'll come back to that. We then see Bobby's got a phone. Oh, not Bobby. Fuck, I keep confusing names. Too much Tribunal, lads. Too much. We see that Freddie's got a phone call from Bobby, but he refuses to answer it. And then creepily, and that would scare me if that happened in real life. Like if I was in the co-op and fucking Ash come up and behind me and just went, "Hello, baby." I'd be, "Oh, Jesus." Jesus. But basically what I'm saying is Theo is right behind Freddy. Like he's like when I say he's right behind him.
Massive jump scare, like.
When I say he's right behind him, he could literally bite his ear. Like that's how behind him he is. Like, you know that sexy, the sexy ear bit.
Sexy ear bite. Mm-hmm.
And Freddy's like, "Oh, hello, Theo." Freddy's completely clueless, and Theo's like, "I'm just celebrating with Stacey." And Freddy picks up the wine for him. Stacey likes this wine, and he's happy. We don't see him again for another few minutes. We then see, we do. But we then see Martin and Eve going to the receptionist in a pub. Lovely pub, I must say. Feels very British. Sadly not Wetherspoons, because Wetherspoons would be very cheap.
Oh yeah,
but yeah,
just absolute piss.
But like, so they're talking to the receptionist. And the receptionist is like, "Look, Theo used to stalk me, my old best friend. You know, he used to send her creepy stuff. He's just a massive weirdo." And then we cut back to Theo. Who is in the house. He somehow snuck into the house, and Stacey comes down the stairs. We see some fancy camera work, and like the camera pans with Stacey, and we go into the kitchen. And I don't know, Ash, but I seen this big, tall, curly hair motherfucker. Don't know who that could be in the window. Could be anyone. Could be Freddy. Could be Alfie, for all we know. But of course, it's Theo. Theo is like, "I'm sorry I scared you, but I just wanted to surprise you. I'm delighted." We go back to Martin and Eve, who find out that the receptionist's best friend killed themselves because, well, Theo wouldn't leave them alone.
Yeah,
So,
Theo had essentially been stalking them on and off for like a whole year, and like genuinely just keep like sending her like creepy gifts and oh Jesus Christ, man. Like absolutely fucking. They just like, can we talk to a friend? And she's like, nah, she killed herself. I'm just, oh fucking hell. Like on the reaction, I genuinely was just like, oh. Made the noise.
Like to me, instantly, I know I'm not a sub connoisseur like you, but basically my instinct goes, right, he's dying, or he's getting, because there's no way he's getting sent to jail. It's either he's dying, or he's going to do a grey and go on the run, and then eventually get caught. But he's going to go on the run, and you won't see him again.
I personally see him going on the run.
I can see him going on the run and coming back near Christmas.
I don't know why this has just cropped up. It would be fun to get your take on the like famous Richard Hillman storyline, where you like slowly just, you know, he worms away into a family, but he's just like this kind of like suave like guy, but you know he starts like murdering to cover up all the dodgy shit he's actually doing.
All right. We'll talk about this after I finish. But yeah, basically, my instinct, and I'm sorry to interrupt it because I know people just want my analysis, but my instinct goes, Lily's giving birth, and then he's stealing the baby, and he's running off the baby. In my ideal world, he does a Gene Snitsky, and he grabs the baby and just fucking punch it out the window. He's just fucking, out the window you go, you little shit. But yeah, basically we go back to Theo and Stacey. Theo's like, you know, he's drinking wine, you know, he's having a few little wine. Stacey's made a pizza for Lily because Lily's, of course, having a baby. Or she's just having a meal and she's just really fat. So, up to you what you choose. And basically, Theo is like, yeah. Stacey, I'm a great guy. Don't look at my track record. I'm a great guy. And when she goes upstairs, he turns off her phone because Martin is like, I have found out the news about Theo. So yeah, we go back to the pub. In the pub, it's Bobby, Freddie, and Alfie. Don't know why Bobby's talking to Alfie. Feels a bit.
Well, just friends, mate, innit?
Yeah, but like I wouldn't really talk to Alfie about my personal problems, like.
No.
Oh, Alfie, I'm depressed. Well, sleep it off. You'll be great tomorrow morning, champ. Thanks, Alfie. Thanks. I feel like swinging myself out of a tree, and you're telling me to sleep it off. Fucking thank you. But yeah, they're in the pub. Who else is in the pub? Harvey and Jean. And who else got flowers sent to the pub? Gina. But that's just a side story. If you want to know why Gina got flowers sent to the pub, Cindy/Rose and I wanted to apologise, I guess.
Yeah, apologise for some flowers, but as a family they went, fuck off, Luke. Fuck off.
Like Cindy, again, $1,000 can change a man's life.
Very true.
Think about that, Cindy.
Yeah.
Think about that. But yeah, we see Jean and Harvey, so we have a clear indication of why Jean won't be there when Lily's given birth. Well, she shows up at the end, but we have a clear indication why she can't really help Stacey, let's be honest. Because it's Jean, you know. She's probably as good as a fighter as CM Punk is in UFC. So like, not very good. But yeah, we see Jean and Harvey. Cindy comes in and it's like, I'm sorry girls, I'm sorry. And George's like, get out. Elaine's like, get out. Linda's like, get out. Gina's like, get out. Anna's like, get out, we don't need you. And Gina rings the bell and says, happy hour. And they start giving out free cocktails. So Ash, this begs the question. Would you like to be in a pub when a mother that you haven't seen in 10 years comes in and disrupts the pub owner's life and then gives you free cocktails? Would you like to be there?
Yes.
Great answer.
A bit awkward, but the free drinks are nice.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd be like, don't give me the free cocktail. Give me a free cider, thanks. Give me a Magners, you know. Since you can't say Bulmers in England, you have to say Magners, like a fucking American. But yeah, enough of that. We then go back to Theo and Stacey. Stacey is like, oh yeah, Theo. And then Theo slams his hand on the table, like, because he's like, I am your stalker, Stacey. I am Edmund. And Stacey starts laughing.
He believes that he is like, you know, like, we have a connection, Stacey. It's all like, we really do love each other. Like, the connection's real. It's real. And then Stacey's like, What? Oh, you're serious? And he like slams his fucking hand down, like, stop laughing at me.
That did scare me. Like,
Oh yeah,
I was
like,
thinking,
oh fuck.
Because the problem is, it's nothing to do with William, the actor, but it's just because the way they made him over the past few months is, haha, he's a fucking loser. Like, they haven't made him a stalker, they just made him a loser. It's the problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What's the creepiest thing he's done? He sniffed a pair of perfume, and he's probably sniffed her underwear. What did he do? Like, what else did he do? He broke in and destroyed a room.
Yeah.
He sent her underwear and flowers.
It's just
free
like...
underwear, isn't it?
Yeah, and I suppose this all, and at the same time this happens, obviously Lily starts like giving fucking birth. So she's screaming because, you know, the contractions have started. Her water's broke, so it's like, oh shit, and now we're gonna have a baby, and fucking Theo's trying to like trap me. So, you know, Stacy tricks him into leaving, but obviously he busts in through the back at the end of the episode. But yeah, you know, Jean gets back, and like essentially Lily's in like the front room, like doing like the all the pushing and pulling, and Stacy leaves her phone down on the side and then heads back into the kitchen looking for a towel. But who's just used the fucking back door? It's Theo, and shit's about to go down. I think he says something like, "You lied to me, Stacy," and looks all stern.
Ooh. But yeah, the one thing I love is Jean going, I believe in you. I believe in you, Lily. I believe in you. If I was pushing a baby out of my JJ, I fucking would be like, yeah, tell me you believe in me. Tell me you believe in me.
I'm fucking good at it. Everybody out. Mate, I'm the shit of giving birth. all you guys were fucking 30 hours. You're fucking shit, you are.
2 days.
Big league and all the other mum.
Do you know how many days it took me to push this innocent child out of my vagina? 5 days. 5 fucking days.
But yeah,
you say
it's just when I kind of it was a fun little episode. Like I said, it's still kind of hard to take Theo that seriously because, you know, a lot of these stalkers are shown to be slightly dangerous. Like they do actually start fucking up the other person's life. Like, yeah, sure, he has made Stacy like a little paranoid, but like she isn't like scared. She isn't like staying in the fucking house. Like, it's just business as usual for Stacy. So it's just a bit of a, there's a bit of dissonance there. It's a bit like, why is this like a thing? But I mean, obviously ramping up this week will be like the big Theo is exposed week, and you know, we'll then start to set in the like the Christmas story, or well, the Halloween storylines, and you know, everything will ramp up from there. There's rumors that there's going to be a fire at Kathy's cafe, the Bridge Street Cafe, which I still think Vinny will die in. Yeah, but I know this is not the right video, and I'm sorry I got something stuck in my hand. My opinion on the whole Kathy cafe is Ian's gonna fucking mess with Nish, and Nish is not gonna like that. And yeah. Oi, lapdog, Lappy, get in there. Scrappy, get in there. Yeah. And bloody set that fire, and then Eve somehow comes in and tries to save someone, and then it's Eve versus Vinny, and then he dies. Yeah. But that's just me. But back to Theo, he's just you can't take him serious. He's just quite pathetic, isn't he? Yeah. Like, I don't know how he's suddenly thinking that I don't know. It feels like they're going for like a more of like an incel angle to this story, but that's just not how it's been presented. Like, yeah, Theo does like pay Stacy to like give him sexy pictures and stuff. But, like, he isn't like, all the other women look at me wrong. You know, like he's been in other relationships. He's just a bit weird. I don't know why you believe. I guess it is an obsession, so it's not rational, of course. But, yeah, it just, I hope that they ramp it up a lot this week and it gives us a lot more like fun to work with rather than in the state it's in right now. It's just a bit wank. I'm not gripped by it. I'm not like I need to see tomorrow. I'm just like, be right. How about you? Are you like excited to see what happens next?
Yes and no, because my instinct goes he's gonna rob the baby. I don't know how, but he is.
I think it's also it's come a little bit too quick.
Yeah. I feel like we've got the first and second act, but we haven't got the third act.
Yeah, but we're now suddenly on the fucking finale.
Like, because to me, we still feel like we're in the second act.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Because he hasn't done anything impactful. Yes, I know he's changed the locks. And I know that would be a red herring for me. Again, I said it on the watch along. If Ash's mate that I barely knew, Ash suddenly got a new friend that I barely knew, and me and Ash lived together, and then suddenly our bedrooms got broken into, and then his mates, like, I've changed the lock, I'd be like, get the fuck out. But again, I feel like we're still in the middle act. We haven't got to the finale, because to me, Theo needs to do something excessive. He needs to either stab someone, or he needs to fucking, like, he needs to do something sinister to haunt the Slater family. But he hasn't. All he's done is write, I love you, Stacey. I love you, Stacey. Here's some flowers, here's some knickers. You know, he hasn't really fucking...
He hasn't really, like, soaps usually go very hard from, like, yeah, he's stalking her, and you see him, like, fucking, like, breaking in and, like, constantly, like, just moving shit, just being obsessed. But, like, we haven't actually seen much of that yet. Like, if they built it this month, and, you know, suddenly Stacey is just, she doesn't leave the house anymore. She's so terrified, and, like, it's affecting everything, like, every other aspect of her life. But it just kind of went from A to C. It's like biting in to a lovely little like sponge cake. And it's like, all right, you bite in, and then all you taste is jam. And it's like, what the fuck's a cake, man? How's this even work? Why is it just jam? And it's like, well, we ran out of sponge. It's like, you didn't fucking put any in the first place. You just put jam in it. Where's the fucking cake, lads? Give us the cake. We need it. It's shit otherwise. Otherwise, you're just eating jam. It's not even like handmade jam. It's like fucking Morrison's finest. So they have to fucking ramp it up and make it exciting. And maybe this isn't the final Theo, like, maybe it isn't the final part of Theo. Like, maybe he does something a bit more despicable now that he's possibly gonna, like, kidnap Stacey. But as of now, it's just not very scary. Because he's like a little cuddly toy, he is.
Yeah, he's like Chucky.
Exactly.
You don't want your sponge cake, Ran?
Fucking sponge cake.
Fucking sponge cake?
It's just jam! Imagine how angry you'd be. Oh, yeah, I've been in the fucking... I've been cooking this one up, been baking all morning, and you just bite into it, it's just jam. It's like, what? But there we are. Those are our lovely thoughts on the Theo Hawthorne Exposed, episode number 1. I've been Ash from watching Walford, and I've been joined by Piggy.
I've been Piggy from watching Walford. Again, if you like this, just let us know. Because if you enjoy it, we enjoy it. We're on the road to 200. Likely we might surpass it at Halloween. I don't know. just subscribe to us if you want. Follow us on Twitch, Twitter, /X, and Instagram at Watching Walford. We're not on Threads. And subscribe to us on YouTube if you want to subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, just like the video then. If you don't want to subscribe, simple as. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and beg for you to subscribe. Just do it if you want. But if you don't subscribe, I will do a Theo Hawthorne. I will send you lovely underwear. I will sniff your underwear. I will break into your house. I will fucking shag your pillows. I will come in them. I will. What else would you do?
Bake a cake with just jam.
I'd bake a cake with just jam. I would give you an Oreo without the cream. What other famous items? I'll give you a donut, but that does not look like a donut. I'll give you a hot chocolate without the whipped cream and marshmallows. I'll give you a tea, but I won't put the tea bag in first. I'll put the milk in first, then the tea bag. I'll give you a chocolate spread sandwich, but instead of chocolate spread, it's actual shit.
There we are. Thank you for watching. Join us in the next one. Bye-bye.